Because that's still going. Well,
Oh, it says preview stream.
yeah, well that's what this is. So once I start going, we'll just start following. We'll just practice following some cars because just that's what we got. So it takes a. There we go. So we're live. Hello, race fans. Hello, RC Racing fans. Welcome to yet another RCRacing.tv live event. We are live at the 1/8 Track European Championships in Halifax, Great Britain. We are deep in the heart of Yorkshire. We're in the valley of, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's definitely a deep valley where Halifax and Huddersfield are. And we are proud to bring you another live streaming event for EFRA and RC Racing TV. We are sponsored, as we are all this season, by Protoform. Last week we were brought to you by Proline. We're also sponsored by Serpent for this event. You'll see many Serpent vehicles out here on the track in the wonderful Halifax track in the UK. And we are in the midst of Heat 4 of 8 of the top European 1/8 track drivers that are out there who could make it to this event. Now we've already, we'll catch them on the next round, but we've already just missed, I believe it was the previous heat, we've just missed Yillis Grosskamp and Tobias Hepp running. These two guys, definitely the fastest guys in their group. The guys that are running right now, we've got, as I said, this is Heat 4. This is the 4th round of 6 rounds of running today. Today is controlled practice. Yesterday was controlled practice. Monday was controlled practice. Tomorrow we've got 3 rounds of timed practice, 7 heats of that. And then we have another round of practice with the control tire, which is a contact tire. And then we've got 1 round of qualifying. That's all tomorrow. We're expecting some rain tomorrow, sometime during the timed practice. We're not sure when. Halifax seems to have its own unique weather system, and, well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll still get some guys out on the track just to get in some track time, because we may get some rain on Saturday, Friday and Saturday as well, but we're almost certainly going to have rain tomorrow. So, right now we're in Heat 4. This is the very last few seconds that they're running. And today we've got Nathan on camera. Nathan and I will be attempting to follow the fast guys around the track. I've got massive timing screen in front of me, and all the information that we could possibly desire. And just trying to configure the timing screen so that I can see any comments or questions that will be coming in. If anyone does have any requests or questions, I'll be happy to do my best to answer them and address them. So let's see. We've got a few of you watching. I'm going to check on every now and then I'm going to check on the Facebook group, which is RC Racing TV. And we'll be taking questions and answers, or you can make comments and whatever on there. Please keep it clean, keep it nice. And we'll see. We'll see what we can find out for you. I've already been around the pits. All the fast guys are here. We've got Kalari, we've got Sullivan, we've got Bertine, Mark Green. There's a bunch of fast guys. If you actually go to rcracingtv.net, you can find our preview of this year's European Championships for 1/8 track. And it's got a... I'll go through it in a bit as well. And we'll have... maybe after the fast guys have gone in round 1. We're actually in round 3 at the moment. We're counting down to the fastest guys. The fastest guys are in the heat 1. So this is the heat 3. We're starting to get to the fast guys now. And I will get you their details in just a moment here. In this heat, we've got Adam Walker-Catchpole from the UK. He's in car 2 at the moment. He's going the fastest. We've got Andrew North, also from the UK. He's going around second fastest at the moment. Nicholas Johansson from Sweden. Alan Levy from Austria. Neil Diver from the UK. Neil King from the UK. And Lars Haugen from Norway. So a couple of Scandinavians and an Austrian and 4 Brits. And these guys have 8 minutes to run in all of these controlled practice rounds. And these guys are among the faster guys. The way everyone is sorted in their controlled practice groups and qualifying are by, they're ranked by last year's results at the European A finals, which Nathan, Nick, and I were actually at. And you can see coverage of that on the RC Racing TV YouTube page. Just go on YouTube, search for RC Racing TV. And in the final heat, which is heat number 1 today, those guys that were in the A final and the semis will be running in the top 2 heats, which are the next heat after this and the final heat of the round. So that would be Robert Peach from Germany. He's the defending European champion. He's running his Mugen and powered by Novorossi. And I rewatched the final from last year, and it was a really good final. It was very, very good. You can watch the whole thing. You can watch on RC Racing TV. You can watch the entire race. You can watch just the highlights. We've got it all. In addition to that, in addition to Robert Peach, we've got Lamberto Calari, who, if you're at all familiar with on-road nitro racing, this guy has been there, done that, and has had multiple T-shirts. He's a 9-time world champion from 1989 to 97, and also from 2003 to 2011. Just absolutely dominated nitro on-road racing during that time. Robert Peach is the current world champion. He's going to be defending that in Japan later this year, and he's also the current European champion. We've also got Kalari is also a 7-time European champion. I can't forget that. And he'll be running his Capricorn powered by Novorossi. We've got Kyle Branson from Great Britain. He'll be running later on. So we look for big things from him. Dario Balestri from Italy. Mark Green from Great Britain. Multiple UK champion and winner. Julius Grosskamp from the Netherlands, but residing in Thailand. He will be very strong. He's mostly an electric racer, of course, if you're familiar with touring car. But yes, he will almost certainly be very, very strong indeed. So we look forward to seeing what he can do. And so obviously there are many other fast guys. There's Balestre, there's Silvio Hatchler, Pico, Michael Salvin. There's a lot of big names that are going to be coming up in the next 30 minutes or so. So let's do an experiment and see if we can actually start to follow some of the cars around the track. See, car number 1 of Nicholas Johansson. I'm going to walk out of my little sauna hut that we've been assigned to. And unfortunately, if you can hear the cars coming past, it's actually rather unfortunate because none of the cars have numbers on them, Nathan. So it makes it pretty difficult to follow the fast guy. So, well, we're just going to have to talk through this whole thing. When it comes to the final heat, we might be able to follow some laps of the fast guys, the faster guys, because we'll actually be able to recognize some of the paint schemes. But without numbers on the cars, it's going to be pretty difficult. Obviously, this is controlled practice, so they don't have to run numbers on them. That is certainly their prerogative. So we're going to be running to about 5:50 UK time today. And that is going to be, again, today all the cars are running from Heat 8, those are the lowest ranked guys, up to Heat 1, those are the guys, basically the guys who ran in the A final in last year's championship in Villarreal, Portugal. So again, if you have any questions, if you'd like us to attempt to follow anybody, we will be happy to do that. Of course, in qualifying, it will be much easier for us because they'll actually have numbers on the cars. So I'll just run down the timetable for the rest of the day. Let's see, right now we're sitting at approximately 2:57 local time. That is in the UK again, 3:57 Central European. So in about 3 minutes, in about 1 minute, these guys are going to be pulling off the track. 2 minutes after that, we'll have the second fastest group of drivers out there. And 10 minutes after that, at 3:10, we'll have the fastest guys out there. And then we go right around again to the lowest ranked guys, heat number 8. They start at 3:20. The fastest guys come on at 4:30 local time. That's heat 1. And then at heat 8 starts up again at 4:40. And then at 5:50, the final guys, the fastest guys finish up. Tomorrow's timetable starts at 9 a.m. And we will let you know later on today what time will be coming on tomorrow. And let's see. So we've got Heat 1 on the track at 9 a.m. tomorrow for round 1 of timed practice. Time practice round 2 starts at 10:24. The time practice round 3 starts at 11:48. And then the drivers get to actually practice with the control tire, which I actually have stacks of sitting behind me, and that starts at 2 o'clock, and the qualifying round 1 starts at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, ending at just after 5 o'clock local time. And then at 6 we'll have the opening ceremony, which will go on for a little while, and we'll definitely be bringing that to you because we have as you can see, we have a very nice view of that area in front of the pits, where all these drivers, as you can see, they have now pulled in. The Halifax track is a very, very nice facility. It's been around. It's one of the grand old tracks of the UK on-road racing scene. They do on-road only, of course, but electric touring car, nitro touring car, and of course 1/8 track. This has been a regular feature of the BRCA Racing Series And actually, was it a year or two ago? I think it was last year. That whole track that you can see in front of you was covered in about a meter or two of water in the massive UK floods that we had last year. Very, very sad to see, but of course, quite a durable circuit. And we've got Heat 2 coming out on the track now. These guys are... well, they're all Brits, except for one. We've got Chris O'Donoghue, Andrew Mollett, Richard Waters, Jason Frost, Andrew Hastings, Carl Dransfield, Daniel Bancroft, and Jean-Pierre Ronick, who is, you might be able to tell, is not a Brit. Well, actually, he's listed as blank, so we'll see if we can find him in the pits and let you know what he actually is, if you're curious. So once again, you can find us online at rcracingtv.net, on Facebook at rcracingtv. Just search for RC Racing TV, of course. We are brought to you this weekend by Protoform and Serpent. And of course, we're here as an official media partner of EFRA. Well, the official media partner of EFRA. And I'd love to be able to tell you who we're following, but without any numbers on the cars, it's completely impossible. But we're working on it. We'll find out. We'll be going through the pits and finding the fastest guys. We'll be finding out. We'll be telling all those top drivers out there, get your tops off. And we'll be taking pictures of their cars and get some information, maybe some little insider information for you guys that are curious. We've also got, we'll also find out who some of these young guns are, the fastest guys out there. And we'll tell them, get your tops off. But actually as a young gun sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, it's, we don't want to get too involved with that with young folks. So we just have them stand, get some nice pictures with their folks. Presumably most of them have their parents here. If you have any questions, again, drop us a line on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page. If you have any questions, comments, etc. So I know a few of you are watching. If you are watching, obviously you're hearing me now, but drop us a message. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. What country you'd like to see win. Obviously it's probably going to come down to Peach from Germany and Calari from Italy, but who do you think might challenge them for the win this weekend? It's certainly going to be very interesting. Last year's final, which you can find on RC Racing, on the RC Racing TV YouTube page. You can find, you can watch. It's about a 10-minute wrap up, and it's quite good fun to watch because Robert Peach in the 45-minute final last year, he ran very, very fast lap times, about a half a second faster than everybody else, but he had 3 tire changes, and Lamberto Calari, I believe he only had 2 or maybe 1. Hello there. And I'm just, looks like we're going to be getting some of the tires taken out of the container unit that we're stuck in here. Give us a little bit more breathing room, maybe. And so it was very interesting to watch because Robert had 3 stops for tires, which took about 12 seconds each time to change, 13 seconds. And we had Calari, who stopped, I believe, twice, and I think Balestre stopped once. And in the end, it came down to Calari defending the lead because Peach came up behind him, and Peach had I believe it was a broken glow plug, which I couldn't believe that he actually was able to stay out there for the entire race. Actually, the last 10 minutes, he said he had a broken glow plug. And there's an upside-down car there on the straight, and I'm sure... there's no marshals out there, by the way. There's, as you can see, there's an empty marshalling point, and that's actually meant for 2 marshals. That sort of boxed area in the middle of the track, which you'll be able to see on the return from the sweeper there. Sort of blocks our view, but not right now because there's no marshal standing in it. That's actually meant for 2 marshals. There are no marshals out there on the track. And that's because it's just controlled practice. If you crash, you crash. And the mechanics are allowed to run out on the track and go retrieve the cars. And I'd imagine they're encouraged to because there are no marshals. No assigned marshals at all. So, little surprising, but these guys are, literally championship caliber material. So they're not going to be crashing all that often. So let's see who is running in the top group here. Now, these times don't necessarily mean anything because the fastest estimated time that I see at the moment is 29 laps in 8 minutes, 13 seconds for Andrew Hastings. That's the car number 7 out there. But again, we have no numbers on the car, so we have no idea how fast these guys are, or who is actually who out there on the track. Andrew Hastings, he's on a projected 29 laps in 8 minutes, 10.5 seconds now. The next fastest is Richard Waters in 27 laps, 26 laps for Carl Dransfield, 24 laps for Daniel Bancroft. But the fastest times that I've seen from the group that's coming up next are like in the 30 and 31 lap range, which obviously... most of the UK drivers are going to be very, very familiar with this track, which is not uncommon. You'll see this happen a lot. I mean, obviously, if you follow RC racing quite a lot, and especially in a country that has a national series where they travel around, like they do in the UK or pretty much any of the European countries, there will be drivers that have a home club or home track or. And maybe these some of these guys were able to come here for a couple of weekends previous, because if you're defending a European title, you're going to want to put in maximum effort to. Oh, and we have a car upside down just coming onto the straight. I can hear the announcements going, and the drivers, I'm sure, will be very careful to not go around and damage themselves or that car. And there's probably a marshal out there. And that car is probably, yes, it's flamed out. So let's just follow this car around the track. We don't know who he is. Actually, I might be able to tell you because he's by himself. He's just crossed the line. I believe that is Carl Dransfield. Car number 1 running in 3rd place at the moment. It's going down the big straight. There's a big bank sweeper there. And you come down a little short straight around this sort of like a triangle point, and then this, not sure what to call that. And then there's the first turn there, and then there's this sort of spoon curve, and then a hairpin, and then the sweeper onto the straight. So I'll have to ask John and Muriel, who run the Halifax track, what if they have any names for these corners. Last weekend we came up with some creative names for these corners. I'm sure if they don't have any names for the corners, I'm sure we can come up with some. It's usually pretty easy, but it makes it fun and it makes it enjoyable to watch, and it makes it pretty easy for yourselves and Nathan, our cameraman, to know where to point the camera at when they're on the track. So this, my apologies. So that was Heat 2. They finished running now. We've got Heat 1 coming up on the track. And they are going to be the fastest group of drivers that we're going to have out here today. And it looks like at the moment we're running only 2 seconds behind the previously printed schedule, which is not too shabby, I must say. So as you can see, we've got that's the entire Halifax circuit. Just below us, just off screen, you can see there's a bit of a sweeper that comes onto the straight. It's not a proper sweeper. It's you can't go full speed into it, but It's a more than 90-degree turn. And these are going to be the fastest guys that we're going to have here this weekend, almost certainly. I believe, let's see, is that, I think in the middle, that's Robert Peach. Is that Lamberto Collari to his left? I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually. So the timing screen hasn't refreshed itself yet. So here we go. These are the fastest guys. I believe that is Robert. Heat 1. Oh, no, my apologies. These aren't the fastest guys. I read this wrong. So these... We'll be having the fastest guys coming out in about 10 minutes. My apologies. In this group, we've got Emil Kostadinov. He's from Bulgaria. We also have Roger Dorn from the UK, Michael Walton from the UK, Joe Diacono from the UK, Alexei Yeremishian. We'll have to find out where he's from. From Austria, we have Julian Schober, who's not actually running, John Withington, and that is everybody. Did I mention Michael Walton? Right, so we've got the long straight. Those cars are doing approaching 60, 70 miles an hour at least coming down that straight. At the European Championships, the B Championships for 1/10 touring car, they had a nice little speed trap towards the end of the track, just before the braking zone, and you could actually tell how fast each and every car was coming down the straight. It was really, really cool. Unfortunately, nothing like that here this weekend. But just as an estimate, these guys are doing at least 60, maybe close to 70 miles an hour on that track. And then, so coming around the sweeper and around the triangle, and then onto the pit lane, or pit straight, around the spoon corner, on the hairpin, and then round onto this onto that straight section again. It's quite nice. On the straight, there's obviously lots of sponsor banners across the fence on the main straight, but there's also all the country flags are there as well. It's quite cool, so you can see if you can pick them out from the angle that we've got. I know it's not the greatest to see all the whoop, and that driver goes spinning off into the grass. Of course, these guys are running hard compound foam tires. I'd love to be able to tell you, let's see, I'd love to be able to tell you what sort of shore these guys are running on the tires, but I don't want to open any of these boxes and risk the wrath of John, who runs the track. So hopefully this is whetting your appetite for the next group of racers who are going to be coming out, who will surely be the fastest guys here. That'll be Heat 8, coming on the track at a local time of 3:20. And that's UK time. GMT -1. Or no, sorry, +1. And Central European time of 4:20. So we are brought to you this week by Protoform, who I'm sure is featured on probably 90% of the cars on track this weekend. We're also brought to you by Serpent. Serpent, obviously you can see the orange and white banners there with the cool Serpent logo on the driver's stand and around the track. And if you have any questions, you can certainly join the group, the Facebook group on Facebook. Just search for RC Racing TV, and we'll eventually add you as soon as we can. I believe Matt is in charge of doing that this week. And you can also ask questions or give us any comments on the YouTube channel, which you're watching now. So as Matt likes to say, you don't like us, you join us on Facebook. So my name is Frank McKinney. I'm with you all weekend until Saturday at about 5 p.m. Yep, 4:30 is when the race ends on Saturday. And we've got Nathan on camera today. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have Cousin Paul, who couldn't be with us today, but he'll be with us tomorrow, we hope. Is it, oop, oop. Oh, we don't want to get stuck there. These cars are not made for off-roading. Still stuck there, as you can see in the background. So that'll be a mechanic running out there on track to go retrieve that car. And there he is. You have to really watch your feet around these cars. Hopefully all these guys have... I know it's like one of these old-timey things that no one likes to hear, but, you know, these, the closed-toe shoes. No sandals, no flip-flops. Obviously no bare feet. You do not want one of these things touching you at the speeds that they can approach, which at the end of this straight, right about there, they'll be doing about 60 or 70 miles an hour. So pretty fast. Even the electric touring cars will be doing, I don't know, like 35, 40 miles an hour at least down that straight. As we've got a Robert Peach lookalike going around the bank corner and then around the triangle, up the pit straight, and then it's got a couple of guys vying for position behind him as they go around Spoon Corner and then Hairpin and then back on the straight. And that's how you flip your car. Oh, that was so close. That could have been really, really bad for that guy. It's already bad enough. He's losing a little bit of his practice time. But, yeah, you don't want... I mean, just coming on straight. I mean, they'll be doing like 30, maybe 40 miles an hour just coming on the straight. It's going to be crazy. So many cars. Last year we had... I was just counting the number of times at the track in Villarreal, Portugal, that the cars were hitting the corner just coming off of the main straight. They'd hit the curbing at just the wrong angle and fly into a fence that had actually been barricaded with another fence. These cars were hitting hitting that curb so fast that they would just fly and catch massive amounts of air and just go straight into this fence. No chance at all to save it. And if they were lucky, they only lost one corner off the car. We haven't seen or heard any big crashes so far while we've been here. We've been here a few hours now. Of course, there was a 1 hour lunch break. But, well, we'll have to see what what it comes down to when these guys are actually racing and qualifying. It is heads-up qualifying on Friday. There's one round of qualifying on Friday, and then Thursday. Tomorrow there's one round of qualifying. Friday is 4 rounds of qualifying, so for a total of 5, and then it's all the Bs. All the mains, starting with the 1/32 final, B and A, each one being 20 minutes, and then the 1/16, 1/8, 1/4, and then the 1/2, the semis, all of those are 20 minutes, and then the final will be 45 minutes. So now we are at the end of this Heat 1. And my sincerest apologies. I did, I don't know where I got it in my head that Heat 1 was the fastest guys. Heat 1 are the lowest ranked guys. Heat 8 will be coming up next in about 2 minutes. So let us know what the picture looks like for you guys. Let's see who's on the driver's stand here. We've got, I see Mark Green in the bright orange on the far left. To his left and to our right, 2 people over, that's Lamberto Collari. And 1 person in from the far right, that's Robert Peach. So Kalari and Peach almost certainly going to be the two fastest guys in this group. Kalari with his Capricorn running his MC Fuel by Lamberto Kalari. It seems to be the done thing that once you get big enough name and have a couple of championships under your belt. Of course, he's got 16, so that's not too shabby. These guys all seem to have their own brand. Just helps get their name out more, doesn't it? So let's see. Okay, now we're going to start getting the recognizable paint schemes out there. This is either... Okay, they haven't actually started the time. That was Robert. Yes, we are following Robert Peach. Let's stay with this guy, Nathan. This is Robert Peach, the defending European champion in 1/8 scale track. Mark Green has just done a little bit faster time than him going around. But let's see. And Robert takes it back off him. And then Mark comes around and just goes a little bit faster. So this will be interesting. This is, this is definitely going to be interesting because this is obviously Mark Green. He has been to this track and he's probably done thousands and thousands of laps around this track. And Robert Peach, the last time the Euros were at this track was back in 2005, 2006. And let's see what Robert does. He goes up to the top again. He keeps improving his time every single time he comes across. But Mark Green's about to come across now, and let's see what he does. He drops down to looks like a 30 laps in 8 minutes 8 seconds. Robert's on a 31 lap in 8 minutes 9:40. But we have Rick Vriljnik from the Netherlands. He's on a 32 lap pace. Robert Peach has now moved up to a 31 lap pace. Mark Green's dropped down. Has he dropped? Yeah, he has dropped down. Lamberto Kalari has dropped way down. Of course, we're not going for laps, number of laps. And we are. Let's start looking at the best lap times. We've got. We've got Rick V, I'll call him. Not a relative of Mick V. Sorry, Mean V. He's out there with the fastest lap of 14.83, although the fastest lap we've seen in earlier rounds is a 14.66 from the likes of Robert Peach and Lamberto. Lamberto's out there with the fastest lap of 15.42. Dario Balestri is out there. He's on a 15.05, which is almost half a second faster than Lamberto. And let's see who else is doing what out there. Nathan, if you can just, after we're done with this, just check the white balance after we're done with this heat. I'm told we need to look at the white balance. So, let's see what's happening out there on track. We've got Robin de Hont has moved up, and he is a very familiar name. He's from Belgium. These guys, the pace has dropped down a bit from a 32 earlier in the heat to a 29 lap pace now. Rick V is still in second. Robert Peach is out there, 14.79. Of course, we have no idea what these guys are running. Maybe they're running heavy fuel. Maybe they're running larger tires or smaller tires or different gearing. They have about almost an hour and a half between heats. So there's plenty for them to plenty for them to change. Sorry, just trying to multitask, which never works. plenty for them to change on their cars and on their setup, on their fuel strategies, on their tire settings, all sorts of things. If you're a racer, you will know that there's about 1.5 million things that you can change on these cars to do all sorts of different things. And so Robin DeHaan is still at he and Rick V are the only ones that are on 30 lap paces. Looks like Robert has gone in for a little bit, and it's kind of hard to tell where. It's kind of hard to tell where on track or when someone has gone in to have a change. Obviously, if someone goes in for a pit, that's going to affect the number of laps that they're doing in this 8 minutes. So it's going to be pretty hard for it. The best thing we can do during this controlled practice at the moment. The best thing we can do is tell you their fastest lap times, and if they seem to be on a high lap pace, which is about the 30-31 mark, which is what Robin DeHaan and Rick V are doing, they're both on 31 lap paces on almost exactly the same time, 8 minutes 14 seconds. Robin DeHaan is now on a 14.7. Rick V has moved up to a 14.05. Rick V being from the Netherlands and Robin from Belgium. It would seem that these guys they've just stayed out there with a full tank of fuel, and that's it. The rest of these guys, they've probably gone in for just very quick adjustments. Maybe they're even changing their tires, which, as we know, takes anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds, around the 12 to 13 second mark. Robert Peach, his fastest lap time is still a 14.79. His average lap is quite long. Same with Lamberto Calari. His is actually the longest average lap, but he must have gone in for some sort of change on his car. I will see. Pull up my trusty binoculars, and I am standing here with the binoculars looking at the driver's stand. We've got Robert still out there. Lamberto is still out there. Mark Green obviously is still out there. I believe he's running third or fourth. I see Martin Hootie standing on the driver's stand, just scouting things out. Obviously, he's running the X-Ray car. Mark Green running the Serpent. Lamberto Calari running the Capricorn. Mark Peach running the Mugen. And of course, there are other brands available. I'm sure you can hear these cars zipping past us. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Lamberto is just coming into the pits. If Nathan, if you can go into the pits and catch that white car. The white car in the pits right now is Lamberto Calari. Yes, and he's come back out. He's not running his usual paint scheme of white, and I believe with a bright blue, bright pink colors, flashes on the sides. This is Lamberto Calari, 9-time world champion in this class, and also in the team class, which I think only ran for a few years, and I think 7-time European champion. I mean, this is one of the absolute legends of the sport. And as you can see, he goes in the pits, gets a. Well, obviously, everyone's finished now, but does a few laps, comes into the pits for an adjustment, tells his team, richen it up, lean it out, change this, change that, and of course that richen and leaning referring to the engine, and so there's the times that we're seeing, the lap times, the laps and the number of minutes that we're seeing. definitely not representative of what their final pace is going to be. So we've got the next fastest group of drivers out now. And I've come out for some fresh air. You doing okay, Nathan, up there? You're right, Nathan? Yeah. Nathan says he's okay. And so let's see. Let's run down the names in this group. See if there's any names that you recognize. Well, once they're actually going. Okay, here we are. We've got Daniela Ilesi. Definitely one of the fast guys that we're going to be watching. Francesco Tironi, Kyle Branson from the UK, who is on our preview on RC Racing TV. We've got Oscar Cabezas, Martin Hootie, who was watching all these guys run earlier. Alberto Pico, definitely one of the fast guys. Silvio Hatchler and Michael Sullivan. So how many of those names do you recognize that are out on the track right now? So we've got 8 minutes of running from these guys, actually about 7.5. And let's see here. Let's see who's starting to go quick. Obviously, once again, just as a reminder that the overall lap estimated time that we're giving you is not going to really matter a whole lot. We're going to look at the fastest, the best laps, or in the timing screen that I've got in front of me, the B lap. So far, the B lap, or best lap that we've got is Francesco Tironi from Italy, and he's just been almost matched to the 100th of a second, just 1/100th of a second slower by Kyle Branson. And very, very close behind them is Alberto Pico. Actually, he's just gone a tiny bit faster, 0.2 of a second faster than them. So these guys, the top 20 guys, definitely, and these aren't the top 20. These are the top 16 guys. So out of all these guys that you see on the track right now, that are out on the track right now and that ran in the last group, 4 of them are not going to be in there in the A final come Friday. So who will those 4 be? Place your bets now. So once again, we are RC Racing TV. You can find us at rcracingtv.net. And we're brought to you this weekend by Protoform and Serpent. We're here as the official EFRA media partner. And we are proud to bring you the coverage from the EFRA 1/8 Track European Championships. This is Wednesday qualifying. Sorry, not Wednesday qualifying. This is controlled practice. So I'm actually just going to change that right now as I speak. I know there's several of you watching right now. If you have any questions at all, please pop them onto the YouTube. Oh, hi, Pierre Runafault. Good to see you again online. Hello, any live times anywhere? Unfortunately, I will have to get the answer to that to you as soon as I can. I do not know. I think after... probably after the next group of guys going out to practice. Yeah, Nathan, let's see the action in the pits. Let's see what these guys are doing in the pits. Because these guys they're all doing their tuning. And you can see these guys are... Yep, someone's changing a body shell. I see engine tuning happening. There's a guy changing a body shell just to... Well, I mean, if you're a racer, you're definitely, you know that there's, you know, like I said before, a million things you can change in these cars. Not just the body shell, but you can change the position of the body shell for a little bit more forward grip, more rear grip. You can change the rear spoiler on the car to make it longer or shorter. The gurney flap position is what I'm talking about. Of course, you could change the tires, but these guys are all running on control tires. The control tire for this event is the contact tire. It's a single supplier controlled tire. I'm not sure if it's unlimited. I know well, it doesn't really matter that the off-road electric Euros were last week because it's a completely different section, of course, with their own different rules. But I will find out if it's unlimited or if there are a limit to the number of tires that the guys can use during qualifying and whatnot. I know it makes it easier, especially for the organizers, if it's unlimited, but the drivers usually don't really like it if it's unlimited because then they have to true loads of tires. The privateers have to buy tons of tires. Anyway, let's let me just find out here. Now, Pierre, you asked if there are live timing anywhere. At the moment, I can't find any. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I know that the large-scale off-road that the other half of the RC Racing TV crew are at in Alcaraz, Ieda, Spain? In Spain. I'll just say in Spain. At the off-road Euros in Spain. They do have live timing, and that is on the EFRA.ws website. And I cannot tell you if at the moment, but I will find out if there is live timing available from the on-road 1/8 track European Championships here in Halifax, UK. So I'm going to see if I can find out who this is that we're following right now. Let's see who's the next one that comes up. It takes a couple seconds for my timing to pop up. It looks like it actually isn't populating. Well, it makes it very, very difficult for me to find out. But I will tell you who the fastest guy on track is, and I believe the fastest guy even from the last group that's Oscar Cabezas with a 15. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a 15.2. We want 14s. We want a 14.54 from Daniele Ielesi. Wow. He's on pace for a 30-lap run, which ignore that number because it doesn't mean anything because these guys, as we've seen, they come in, they change body shells, they change tires, they do all sorts of things in the pits. This is merely controlled practice. So we're looking at the fastest lap times. He's done a 15.54, a 14.54, a 14.53 from Francesco Taroni from Italy, also from Italy, I should say. Silvio Hatchler has done a 14.6, and I will find out what country he is from. These guys are starting to finish their 8-minute run. Let's see who else has gone fast. 14.6, 14.74 from Alberto Pico, which is definitely to be expected. Kyle Branson from the UK has done a 14.8, a 14.8 again from Michael Salvin. Martin Hootie, his fastest lap time was a 15.17. And like I said earlier, Oscar Cabezas with a 15.2. So that is heat number 7. We're starting, well, in heat 8, which just ran previous to these guys. That was the fastest guys that we had. These are the fastest guys according to the ranking from last year's European Championships, and then by their national championships, and also how any of them did in the European B Championships. So let's see what happens with this next group. And then we'll take maybe a little bit of a break on the microphone while we still continue to bring you moving live pictures from Halifax, UK. Hello?
Which website's it on?
Sorry?
Which website's it on?
If you go to, I'm about to put a link on the rcracingtv.net, but if you go to EFRA.ws, which is the main EFRA website, or there's a link.
There's a TV button at the bottom.
No, well, it's just a YouTube, like a YouTube video, like embedded in. This is exactly what it is. You just click that, and it'll show you this live feed that we're showing.
Right, 'cause I need to send the link to somebody, but I've just been, they told me, I've been going onto the website, and there's nothing there to click on to get the...
Oh, well, I made this live about 2:45 or so.
No, I've just been doing it now.
Yeah,
So I'm
live.
on the EFRA one.
Yeah, EFRA.ws. Nathan, Matt said to check the white balance. No, but he just said check the white balance. He needs some paper. Yeah? It's not looking blue anymore, but it's a bit... See, now it's blue a bit. Less blue, but there's not much contrast, I think, is what he's saying. Yeah, like the green doesn't look that green, for example. And you need to use some paper. Will that help? And then when that's done, just follow cards and stuff. Don't mind your picture, folks. That's just, we're just adjusting the white balance as we speak. So, let's see, let's go through the live timing group here. We have got in this group running right now. Here's Yillis. Yillis Grosskamp from the Netherlands, current electric touring car world champion. We've also got Tobias Hepp, who is definitely one of the faster guys out there this week, from the times that we've seen. At the moment, nobody's in the 14-second range. And let's see who else is looking quick. We've got a couple of 14-second laps now. We've got Tony Gruber with a 14.88, Oliver Mack with a 14.86. Not quite as fast as those 14.5s that we saw earlier. I'm sure these guys will be working their hardest to get to that. So, just to run down who is in this group, we've got, this is Heat 6. We've got 5 more groups after this group to run. We're in round 5 of controlled practice. There's one more round to go. That will start at 4:40 with the fastest guys, and we'll go down to the lowest ranked guys, finishing just before 6 o'clock. And then we'll have tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Let me just finish my thought. Actually, Heat 6 of round 5. This group includes Oliver Mack, Daniel Sieber, Arnaud Mathieu, Tony Gruber, Andrea Pirani, Marco Vanni, Tobias Hepp, and Yillis Grosskamp. Ooh, dead car on the straight. Hopefully no one smacks into that one. That car is still on the straight. Upside down, dead car. Okay, it's been retrieved now. Nathan, the whites are still really like blown out. Like the white cars are just a blob of white. It looks a little bit better, but it's just really noticeable when you're following something, a white car. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better, but it could still be improved a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well I'm gonna finish off this round, and then for the next round I'm gonna try and post the thing on RC Racing TV. The blog post. So I'm gonna keep talking for this round, and then the round after I'll do something on the website hopefully. All right, sorry about that. Had to take a break just to fix up the view on the camera. Hopefully that looks a lot better for you guys. Something to do with the white balance, and I don't know. Video stuff is just beyond me. I do the talking. All right, so once again, we are RC Racing TV. We are the official EFRA media partner. We're brought to you this week by Protoform and Serpent. Protoform, of course, the manufacturer of probably 90% of the body shells that you're seeing on these guys' cars. And Serpent, definitely one of the strongest and longest lived names in on-road track racing. Always wanted a Serpent car myself. Just because, you know, they were just it for years and years and years. So you can catch us on EFRA.ws if you want to share. Give anybody the link to share. There's a news item on EFRA.ws. We will also very shortly have something on rcracingtv.net. We are also on Facebook, of course. Just search for RC Racing TV. And, of course, we're on Twitter, @RC Racing TV. So let's see who's going fastest in this group. Most of these guys are now down in the 14-second range. I don't think, judging purely on their best lap time, it doesn't look like any of them are going to be troubling the guys in the heat 2 or 1, or sorry, 7 or 8, which are the fastest 15 or 16 guys that we've got here. We've got a 14.7 from Andrea Pirani, 14.9s from Tobias Hepp and Marco Vanni, a 15 flat and a 15 flat from Daniel Siebert and Arnaud Mathieu, 14.8 from Oliver Mack. Let's see, 14.9. Let's see, 14.8 from Yilis Grosskamp. So obviously Yilis, even though he's touring car world champion, he is not ranked nationally in the Netherlands or in Europe in this class, which is why he's running not with the fastest guys. Obviously, he's going to have one of the better cars out there. Obviously, he's going to have one of the better engine guys with him, and it depends. You know, the fastest guys they'll just vary from week to week, but it's usually going to be like like 3 or 4 guys are going to be just any one of them can be the fastest. So let's see. Now that we've improved our picture, you can see a bit of cloud in the background on the horizon of that. The shot that you can see now, you can just barely see that we're in kind of a river valley. Those are not actually hills. Those are those are trees that you can see in the background of the picture. If you were able to see behind us, you see that the trees continue to reach up and up behind us. So we're in sort of not a deep river valley, but it is sort of like this valley that's deep enough to sort of have its own weather system. And when it rains, it's similar to, if you've ever been in the mountains, you'll know that the mountain weather systems just kind of seem to create rain showers and thunderstorms that then just sort of disappear. So it's what I'm getting at is we're expecting rain tomorrow, which will make things hopefully interesting for us. Hopefully not too muggy. I might have to find or source a fan to keep the mugginess off us. So real quick, I myself am going to take a short break to do some posting on the rcracingtv.net webpage. And in this group, we've got, we've got Top Man, and a name that you're probably familiar with if you follow 1/8 track racing is Adrien Bertin from France. I think he's from France. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. We've also got Michael Klausner, Philip Sting, Carlos Paracho Heras, Sabrina Lechner, Tim Wood, Stephen Kuipers, and Patrick Schaefer. And these guys will all be trying to do their best to get into that 14-second lap time, so that they can run with the best. All right, so I'm just going to take a break for just a few minutes and see if we can get something up on the RC Racing TV website. Okay, sorry for those sounds of silence, but we are back. Just had to do a little housekeeping and take care of a couple things before we could get back. Want to make sure that we put the news on the RC Racing TV website that we're live. And you want to ring them? Just you can unplug it if you need. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we put the info for you live on the RC Racing TV website. We'll also be putting that info on the RC Racing TV Facebook page, which is at RC Racing TV. Just search for RC Racing TV on Facebook, and we will get some. So you can share that with your friends. Of course, we will be live for the rest of the week until Saturday at about 6 p.m. We're going to be showing all of the remainder of controlled practice, the qualifying, which starts tomorrow. Friday is all-day qualifying. Saturday is all-day finals. So, of course, there's loads and loads of social media. Don't blame me for that term. I didn't make it up, but that's what it is, unfortunately. Yeah, so there's loads of it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're at RC Racing TV, and of course the site at rcracingtv.net. So we're looking at Heat 4 right now. You may have noticed since we improved the white balance from several minutes ago, about a full heat ago, that it's definitely gotten a bit darker out there. And it's, I mean, looking out the door of the unit that we're in, definitely, it's definitely some clouds coming overhead, and it's getting a little bit muggier. The sun is completely gone behind the clouds now. Or should I say the clouds have come completely in front of the sun? I don't know. Take your pick. We've got, in this group, we've got Alex Thurston. We've got Marcus Lidner. Anthony Abasset, who's got he's got the only 14-second lap time, only sub 15-second, I should say. 14.98. Very, very tight. Maximilian Vogel on a 15.01. Oh, we've just had Richard Hicklin, come in with a 14.9. Flavio Elias come in with a 15.18, and Mattia Rinaldi with a 15.6. Alex Thurston is on a 15.25, and Marcus Lidner just behind or ahead of him on a 15.24. Maximilian Vogel with that 15.01 is in, well, I say in third. He's not actually in third. We're looking at best lap times. We're not looking at overall estimated run times. Everyone's gone out on for an 8-minute run, and the time has just expired. So as these drivers cross the start-finish line, they'll be told to come into the pits. This is our final lap. And we've got someone that sounds like someone's upside down or maybe stuck in the grass. And there's a very curious Jack Russell Terrier on the other side of the fence trying to get at that car. Not quite succeeding, though.
What graphic is he talking about?
This is, yeah, he's saying that it's still stretched out, but what was that for us? We'll do it for the next one. We'll just be changing the setting bar, but
Right, right.
so we'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
All right, so Heat, we are running in reverse order. Of course, these guys have been running since Monday. Everybody has been sorted from everybody who competed in the European Championships last year. They're already sort of like in the computer with their sort of skill rating. I don't know how else to describe it. And then their national ranking also goes into is taken into account, and if we're moving up from the B championship, which took place last year, that ranking is also going to be taken into account. And so the fastest guys have been put into Group 8, the lowest ranked obviously into Group 1. And on Monday, they've been running since 9 a.m. Monday, if you can believe it. Proper racers, these guys, taking the whole week off. So they've been running since 9 a.m. Monday from heats 1 through 8. And then on Tuesday, yesterday, they ran heats 4 through 8 and then 1, 2, 3. So it's a bit staggered. And then today they're running heats 8 through 1, so running backwards. So at 4:40 local time, we'll have the next group of fast guys out. And we'll have people with names that you might recognize, such as Kalari, Peach, Elasi, Salvin, Green, Brand. Lots and lots of big name guys in these groups that are coming up. 4:40 and 4:50, those will be the two fastest guys. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll have Tobias Hepp, Yillis Grosskamp, and a couple other fast guys in that group. And then we'll wrap up today's broadcast at just before 6 o'clock. And we will resume tomorrow. I'm going to say, about 10 a.m.? We're going to, let's see. I think we should come on actually at about 9:45, because then we'll catch the third fastest group of guys and then the last two groups. So about 9:45, come back tomorrow. Check the RC Racing TV website and EFRA.ws for the live link, or you can just search for us on YouTube, RC Racing TV. We do have a very popular channel on YouTube. 9:45 tomorrow morning, and that's the time we're going to be shooting for. And we'll have 3 rounds of controlled practice, so we'll catch the fastest guys, and then we'll cycle around to the second and third groups, and those will finish at about 3:10. Sorry, about 1:08 they will finish. I got thrown off by this European timing, so 1300 o'clock. I don't even know if that's correct. So 1 o'clock is the fastest group guys will be out there, and then at 1:15 we'll have a lunch break, and then resume with practice at 2 o'clock. That will be control tire practice. These guys at the moment, they're not on the control tire, which is a contact tire. I will find out the shore rating for you guys. For any of you uber RC geeks out there. And we will be happy to bring you the control tire practice, and then the control tire qualifying starts at 3:30 and finishes at 5:08 local time. And then we're still not done. We're going to have a rundown of everything that's happened, and then we'll have the joy of the opening ceremony of the 1/8 track European Championships, starting at 6 o'clock, and that will run to about 6:30, 6:45. We're not exactly sure, but we'll approach that like the Eurovision Song Contest and have a bit of fun. So right now we're watching Heat 3. We're working our way down to Heat 1, and then we'll restart again at 4:40 with the fastest guys out there.
I'm just going to put a thing on the Facebook page.
So we'll just be off air just for a couple of minutes, but we'll leave the ambient sound of these super fast 1/8 scale on-road racers for you to enjoy. Nathan, we need to put the bags on. Apparently going to be getting rain soon. This is like the Halifax pre-warning. Alrighty, folks. We're back. We've done a little bit more housekeeping. We put the link now on Facebook. So if you go to facebook.com/groups/RC Racing TV, you can join the group. You can post questions and comments. And once we get qualifying underway, we'll be happy with cars that actually have numbers on them. We'll be happy to follow actual drivers for you. If you have any friends or people from your club that are present. And I've just warned Nathan, our cameraman, that I myself have been warned that we're going to be getting rain. So that will make things maybe a little bit interesting. We'll see. Right, so let's see. We've got a few more people watching. That's very good. All right, so Pierre Ronefalk, if you're still watching, hopefully you are. You posted a question about an hour ago. Are there any live times anywhere? Now, what I've got is the local race referee timing, which doesn't do you guys any good out there in internet land because there is no live timing site, unfortunately. There will be a site that will have the live results, but not the actual live timing. That's kind of okay because the last week in Spain, our video feed was actually about a minute or so, just varied from time to time if there were any drops or anything. About a minute or so behind the behind the live timing screen. So if you were watching the live timing on the EFRA website with the video stream above it, it got a little bit confusing because the live timing is about a few seconds behind the actual live race, and then we were coming in anywhere from 40 to 60 seconds behind. So please just bear with us. I mean, I had to have some extra special software put on my own personal laptop just to be able to even see the live timing. So unfortunately, we don't have live timing at the moment. I'm sure the guys are working on it, but we will have live results for sure as soon as the guys in the timing booth are able to sort that out. So in Heat 2, which is running right now, there are 8 heats or groups of drivers, and there are 5 rounds of qualifying that are being run so far. We've got one more complete run to do. We've got, in this group, Heat 2, these are among the lower ranked guys. These are all Brits who are obviously, taking the advantage to run in the European Championship. I mean, who wouldn't want to run on the same track at the same time, almost, as Lamberto Collari and Robert Peach and drivers of this caliber. In this group, we've got Brits, Richard Waters, Carl Dransfield, Chris O'Donoghue, Daniel Bancroft, Andrew Hastings, Jason Frost, and Andrew Mullett. We have Jean-Pierre Ronick, who is probably not a Brit, but he is not running at the moment. Right now, you're going to want to do about a 14.5-second lap around this track to be anywhere in with a chance of being in the top 10. The top 10, obviously, those will be the fastest guys in the at the race this weekend. We only have one person, Carl Dransfield, with a 14.98 lap so far. His last lap was a 15.4. His average lap is a 17.85. So the second fastest average lap time, which is good. which is good. It's not quite as fast as the fastest guys, of course. So while we're waiting for the next group to start, and I feel rain. I just felt rain. Yes, I'm seeing rain. There's definitely rain out there. Not enough to run out and grab an umbrella, but enough that you're going to want to just be aware, if you're one of these racers, be aware that the track is starting to get moist. And here I am, I'm standing next to the track now, just in the corner where these cars, the blue and the orange car, have just gone past at the start of the straight. Getting a little bit of a sprinkle on. So I don't think it's going to really affect it. Obviously, it will affect the traction a bit, but it is not going to drastically affect these guys' plans. And obviously, these guys who come here, they know that they're racing in the European Championships in England, so they're going to come mentally prepared that they are going to have to maybe make some changes for changes in weather, or make some allowances for changes in weather. So there's a ton of things that these guys can change on their cars. And of course, this weekend, all the drivers are going to be running with a control tire, the contact tire, which there are, wow, there's just tons of them stacked behind me here. And let's see. So we are just nearly, we've got about 2 minutes left in Heat 2. We're going to have Heat 1 also running soon. And I'm just taking the opportunity to take some pictures that we can put on the RC Racing TV Facebook page, so you guys can see what sort of conditions we go through to bring you guys all these fantastic live timings, live results, live everything as much as we can. So let's see here. I can see with my beady little eye 2006 electric touring car world champion Andy Moore. He's out there talking with the current electric touring car world champion Jillis Grosskamp, who won at his home track in the Netherlands last year. Andy, of course, won in Italy. I'm sure they're not sharing setups because they run completely different cars. Well, I say completely. They run different cars. But I think we can get Andy to maybe hop on the mic a bit and maybe talk about his experiences running in 1/10 scale in the 1/10 on-road Nitro Worlds last year, and maybe find out if he's going to be at the 1/8 Worlds later this year, which is where Robert Peach is going to be defending his world title in Japan. And Lamberto Collari is, I'm sure, going to be doing his damnedest to get his title back. Of course, he is a 9-time world champion. It's just amazing if you think about that. I mean, people talk about Masami being having, was it 17 or 18 world titles? You know, Europe has their own equivalent to Masami, and that is Lamberto Collari with his, well, it used to be Kyosho, now running as Capricorn. So let's see how these guys finish in Heat 2. The fastest time being a 14.98 with Carl Dransfield. We're going to have Heat 1 out very soon. Nathan, if you can hear me, we got a bit of plastic on the right side of the lens. There you go. Yeah, it's gone now. All right, so to just run through the schedule again, we've got the fastest guys are going to be coming on at in 10 minutes, almost exactly to the dot. These EFRA time schedules are not one to mess around with. At the moment we've got Heat 1, which are going to be the lowest ranked guys. These are guys. I'm not sure if wild cards are part of the picture at the European Championships. I think they are. Obviously, we have a lot of British drivers in these lower groups, or I should say the first groups. The higher number groups, as you go higher in the numbers, these guys get faster and faster. So Heat 1 coming on the track in just a moment. At 4:40, we've got the fastest guys. That would be Robert Peach, Mark Green, Michael Sullivan, Martin Hootie, Alberto Pico, Silvio Hatchler. Lots and lots of big name guys out there. Today we will be ceasing broadcasts at around 6 o'clock, and then tomorrow we'll start up again at about 9:45. Tomorrow being Thursday the 25th. We'll start up around 9:45, and we'll catch just the very end of Group 5. Tomorrow we go from 8 groups of drivers to 7 groups of drivers. They're just compressing the numbers, basically. And everyone will start running with their qualifying group. At the moment, we've got 8 heats of about 8 drivers apiece, I think. And tomorrow, I believe they'll compress those down to about 9 or 10 drivers in each group. So tomorrow, the time practice starts at 9 a.m. We will come online at about 9:45. And the fastest guys are going to come on the track at 10 and 10:12. I'm not sure. I think that means they're going to have a 10-minute run each. I believe so. And then at 10:24 is the start of the second round of heats, and then at 11:48 is the start of the third round of heats. These are all with any tire that these guys choose, any tire, any diameter, any brand, whatever. At 2 o'clock, after the lunch break, everybody will have been issued their control tires. I will find out how many tires everyone is being issued. I am not sure. And I'll also find out the shore, the hardness or the density of the tires. At 2 o'clock, controlled practice will start with the control tire. Up to then, it's just run whatever tire you want. And we will end control tire practice at about 3:20 local time. That's UK time. Qualifying round 1 will start at 3:30 local time and will conclude at about 5:10. And sometime during this qualifying round, I will run off and find out about the tire situation, what these tires are going to be, what the drivers are using, how many they are allowed, that sort of thing. And then at 6 o'clock, we will have the opening ceremony. So from between about 5:10 to 6 o'clock, hopefully maybe I can get maybe some of the EFRA officials in here, maybe some of the BRCA officials, and just get their thoughts and views. Hopefully, don't hold me to this, but hopefully we'll get some drivers as well. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll have the fascinating opening ceremony, where everybody will march out in their traditional dress of their country. And I'm told we will have a fascinating musical tribute as well. On Friday, the qualifying round 2 starts at 9:30 a.m. And round 5 concludes at approximately 5:25 p.m. and the lunch break is from 1 to 2 p.m. These times are all local UK times. If you're in Central Europe, please adjust these times, add 1 hour to these times. So I will try to do that, but if I do not, just remember that these are local UK time. So at the moment, we don't have too many cars on track. Nathan's getting a bit bored up there, I'm sure. We've got 3 cars out there. We've got John Whittington, Emil Kostadinov, and Alexei Yaremishayan. Not sure where Alexei is from, but Emil is from Bulgaria. I would put a guess in that Alexei is from the same area, if not Bulgaria itself. Nathan, are you on the camera? You're not on. Okay, no, it's all right. I was going to see if you could get Andy over there in the green shirt. You see him over there in the green shirt talking to just past that car that's parked there. Oh, the hut's in the way. Okay, no worries. And well, I was trying to get Andy more on camera, but that's all right. But the little hut, he's hiding from us in the with the hut in the way. I'll yell at him and embarrass him in a bit to come over. So I think we've got a car running now. Yes, 1 car running. So it's... Yes, I know, it's not the most exciting controlled practice to watch at the moment. But I promise you, in about 4 minutes, we will have some proper excitement out here. And, wow, it's getting wet. This car's sliding around. I'm wondering... Now, we're told... Now, so this makes things actually a bit interesting. This makes things pretty interesting because we do have... we are expecting some rain tomorrow. So... I'm wondering if these guys will be coming out here. The guys in the fastest group, I'm sure they're going to be coming out here. The rain's definitely picking up now. If you were standing out there without a jacket, I wouldn't say it's a warm rain. It's kind of a muggy rain. It's just... if you're standing out there without a jacket, I'd be going in to get a jacket by now. And if I can catch Andy's eye, I'm sure I'll invite him in to come out of the rain, and we can have a chat after these fastest 2 groups of drivers. I'm sure he's going to watch these guys, actually, because he's still chatting with Yillis, and Yillis is up in the 3rd group that's about to go out. The 3rd fastest group. And so let's see. I'm really curious to see if we're going to have anybody come out. I don't see anybody up in the driver's stand yet. We are definitely expecting some rain tomorrow, but that's during the timed practice. And I will find out from the actual EFRA officials themselves how the time practice I do see a bunch of cars out in the pits now, but still no one on the stand. I suppose because there's still 2 minutes left before they're meant to come out. I hear a car revving up, but it's not out in the pit lane, I think. The referee reminding everyone that all the cars must go through the technical inspection. Referee Chris Hardesty from the from the UK. And I can tell you pretty much that he will not be playing favorites. No one wants to see that. There's meant to be a evenly matched, non-biased competition. So it does look like these guys are definitely coming out. I don't know. I'd be interested to find out if they're going to be running specific rain tires, like grooved foam tires. So that would be interesting to find out. From the rain, it's not stopping. It might be letting up a tiny, just a fraction, as I stick my hand out the door, and I'm seeing people gather under shelters and put jackets on. So I think we've got, well, less than a minute now. Still, no one's on the driver's stand. As you can see from the picture, there's a full group of cars out there. This is the final round of not qualifying, controlled practice for today. And of course, tomorrow is timed practice, one round of practice on the control tire, and one round of qualifying, of course, on the control tire. Friday is 4 more rounds of control tire qualifying, and then Saturday is all the finals. And we're going to have a 1/32 B and A final. All of the finals are going to be 20 minutes, except for the final, which is going to be 45 minutes. It's a bit confusing because we were just in Spain at the electric buggy European Championships, and of course there they have an A final with 3 A finals with 3 5-minute races, no bump ups, and those races went all the way down to an I final. And here we come to Christmas tree type final, which is the very traditional way of doing it for IFMAR, for the World Championships. So while I'm not sure if we're waiting for these drivers to come out, or if no one's bothering, or if there's just a delay to wait for the rain. But while we're waiting, I'll just remind you that, of course, you're watching RC Racing TV. You can catch us at rcracing.tv, at RC Racing on Twitter. On Facebook, just search for RC Racing TV. You can catch us on YouTube. Again, search for RC Racing TV. We are the official EFRA media partner. And you can catch us on EFRA.ws with all the information for European and World Championships coming up. And we are brought to you this weekend by Proline and Serpent Racing Cars. Proline Performance Racing Body Shells, of course, and Serpent Racing Cars. It'd be great if I had some sort of live mic feed or walkie-talkie to talk to the BRCA or EFRA officials, just to find out what is happening right now. And I think, obviously, no one's got their car started. There's a bunch of cars and a bunch of mechanics in the pit lane. So while no one is going up onto the driver's stand, I'm going to run over and actually just find out what exactly is happening. Hello, Dan Schuring. That's the best update that I can have for you. Hello, Dan Schuring, from YouTube. I went and talked to the EFRA officials. I went and talked to the BRCA officials. The officials that I could grab hold of are told me that well, the update is it's raining. The time is running, and I can confirm that by looking at the live timing. In this heat, at the moment, there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. In this heat, we have Robert Peach, Robin DeHont, Mark Green, Rick V, Vrilijnik, Simon Kurzbuch, Dario Balestri, Lamberto Colari, and Michelle Romagnoli. You might notice that all their cars are in the pit lane. That's because it's raining, and it's not going to get any better. It's just going to stay like this until it gets dark, and then no one's going to run. So it's been a fascinating 8 minutes of running, and this is what it looks like when it's raining at a foam tire event. So, unfortunately. So I'm doing my best to try to get some of these guys out on track, but obviously they don't want to come out here. They don't want to waste their time and break their car and tune their car for very humid conditions, and then break it and then have to, work on their car all night. I was told by the timing crew yesterday that it was properly raining yesterday, and absolutely no one went out. The timing just kept rolling, and that was it. Dan Schuring, he's asking for any news on Mr. Grosskamp. Mr. Grosskamp is talking to Mr. Andy Moore in the pits. Mr. Grosskamp is running in the... He is scheduled to be running at 5 o'clock UK time. And we're told that the rain is just like this. It's coming from Manchester. And as I've said before in the broadcast, that Halifax just has its own weird weather system. It's sort of like just a deep, not deep, like Grand Canyon deep, but deep for the UK. Habitable areas of the UK, and clouds just gather, and then when it gets quite dark, it just rains. And I'm told the weather system stretches all the way to Manchester, and it will not stop raining until the evening. So we've got a fascinating round 6 of controlled practice ahead of us if no one wants to go out and race. But Mr. Grosskamp he's doing okay, but he's not going to be troubling. I don't think he's going to be troubling the top 10 guys who were in the A final or who were in the final last year. That includes names like Balestre, Colari, Salvin, Green, and especially Peach, who won last year's European Championship in Villarreal, Portugal, that myself and our cameraman Nathan were at. So, yeah, this is what we're looking at for the potentially and probably the rest of the day. No one wants to go out there and race. The timing has completed on this group of drivers. We're actually into the next group of drivers now. Absolutely no cars are running because why bother if your car is already tuned for a little bit less humidity and completely different track conditions? Now that the track's getting properly wet, and I'm out here, I've got like a sort of a picnic table that's next to us. It's nothing like the tarmac that's on the track at the moment, and I'm looking at the track right now. It's just about 5 feet from me. obviously there's no standing water, but the water is just going to be collecting on top of the oil and foam residue that's been put down over the earlier parts of this week, yesterday and the day before. Monday and Tuesday practice, controlled practice, thousands and thousands of laps have been put on this track just during this week. There was quite a lot of rain yesterday, and now I want to say that the rain's gotten just a little bit heavier now. The skies are just sort of a leadish gray, a lead gray, and it's just not going to be letting up, which is unfortunate. So there's 6 minutes left to go in this heat 7, and like I said, Jelle Grosskamp is he's scheduled to race in or run in the next heat, but I really doubt. I'm 100% sure he is not going to be putting down any laps. I don't think anybody will in the next group. So it makes for fascinating watching, I'm sure. But hey, while we're waiting, let's hear from you guys, and let's hear from you on the Facebook group. It's just search for RC Racing TV on Facebook. Of course, you can, if you're watching this directly on the YouTube channel, you can watch, or you can post comments or questions on YouTube, and we will answer what we can. If you want to come down. And just suggesting to Nathan that he actually comes downstairs, because there's just no point. If no one is running, there's nothing to film. I mean, these guys, you can see these are live pictures. We see these guys, they're standing in the pits. They're standing in the pits with cars. I can't tell you who, because no one's got numbers on their cars, because it's just practice. No one is, I mean, everyone has a number. Everyone does have a number on their in the computer, but there's no actual need to have a number on your car. I couldn't name anybody. I'm actually standing here with binoculars looking into the pit area. I couldn't name anybody. I don't see any definitely recognizable guys. I'm sure some of you really hardcore guys could ID some of these people standing in the pit lane, but unfortunately I can't. Sorry. And everyone's just standing around. And when time finishes on this heat, we're just going to move on through the next, and through the next, and through the next, and by that time it will be obviously too dark to run. If there were no clouds at all, it wouldn't be too dark, but obviously by the time we get closer and closer to 6 o'clock, no one's going to be running out there. So I am, while Nathan makes himself comfortable and gets a little bit drier inside the hut, I'm going to see if I can grab some EFRA officials or maybe a driver or two, and see if we can just do a little question and answer. Oh, it looks like we've got a little change of the guard. Some guys coming out of the pits. Ooh, we have someone actually about to go out on the track. We've got a running car. Let's see what he's able to do. I'm sure everybody's watching. No pressure. No pressure. Let's see who this is. This is Silvio Hetchler. He's one of the fast guys. He's one of the properly fast guys. So here we go. We have a very interesting situation here. He's going very, very tenderly through all these turns. everybody in the pit area is washing his car. Well, everybody but one. Someone's sitting with their back to the track. But Silvio is out there. He's just doing laps. Not sure if he's got on wet tires. The guys, I think they're allowed to run their own sets of wet tires. And he's drifting it just a bit as he goes onto the straight. I haven't heard him hit full throttle yet. And then now he pulls into the pits. Mechanic picks up the car and stops the engine. Well, that was fascinating. Wow. There's a minute left to go. And Silvio Hatchler has done very slow laps of 23.5, roughly. So, well, we're going to have to come up with knock-knock jokes or something like that. Play some card games while these guys wait out the rain, which is not going to go away. Luis Cortez asks on YouTube, where can we see the live timing? Unfortunately, there is no actual live timing. The timing officials I have asked about this specifically. The timing officials have told me that there is no live timing, but in time we will have live results on the web. And as soon as we have that information, I will share it with you. So unfortunately, no live timing at the moment. I'm not sure what the issue was. It was obviously some sort of technical internet sort of thing, and unfortunately, I just don't know. So in the next minute or so, we're due to have Mr. Grosskamp's group come out. We had someone asking about Mr. Yilis Grosskamp. He is in the next group, and I see him. If you can see in the pits on the far right, you'll see a bright blue shirt. I believe that is Mr. Yilis Grosskamp. So he's due to be running in this next group. I very much doubt that we will see him run at all in this next group. Although the rain is lightening up. I'm standing out in the middle of it, and I'm barely getting any drops. If I look towards something with a dark background, like the multitude of trees that surround the track, we definitely have the rain has definitely lightened up quite a lot. But you can see, well, you actually can't see on the screen, but just off camera to the right, where the pit exit is, there's a few drivers standing, and they're kind of swiping their shoes on the track with their feet just to test how slick the track is. And if you watched Silvio just do his 3 or 4 laps there, you'll be able to tell that it is definitely very slick out there. So Heat 6 is out, but not really. This is their time to run if they choose to do so. Of course, no one's forced to run. This is only practice. No one wants to waste, I don't want to say fuel, because most of these guys are going to be getting their fuel for free or for a huge discount, but no one wants to waste a run on the track in these sorts of conditions. So we're just waiting for something to happen on the track. I hear someone's running their car behind the driver's stand. There's like a car running area there. Not allowed to run the cars in the pits. And someone's just making sure their car runs okay. Obviously, we have the biggest name drivers in Europe here at this event. They're all, obviously, most of them are quite used to running with each other. Obviously, there's a huge group of Italians. There's Robert Peach from Germany. We've got Yilis Grosskamp from the Netherlands, who's going to be running. He's meant to be running right now, actually. Of course, no one is running right now because the track's just really slick. It's not wet. There's no standing water. There's no puddles. There's nothing. It's just really, really slick. And of course, these guys running with dry setups in anticipation for nicer weather on Saturday and Friday when the qualifying starts, or when qualifying concludes, I should say. Qualifying actually starts tomorrow. So yeah, we're just waiting for anyone else to get back out on track. But while we're waiting, let's run through our all of our information. Once again, we are RC Racing TV. We're at rcracingtv.net. You can find us on Facebook, RC Racing TV on Facebook. Just search for us. We're also on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're at RC Racing TV. And you can follow us on all the various mediums that you can find. I see people are wiping the track. They're just walking. Technically, they're not really supposed to be out there, but there's no cars running, so no one's telling them not to. Everyone just curious. Well, I'm sure they probably all tried running a little bit yesterday, but there was a lot of rain yesterday, I'm told, and we're expecting quite a bit of rain tomorrow. So I would say probably we're going to see the same sort of thing here, but just a bit wetter tomorrow, unfortunately. The track has been nicely groomed up. It's got white curbing with red and blue stripes on it. Looks really nice. Since the last time that I personally was here, the pit area has been raised up to waist height, and it's got nice breeze block construction with actual tarmac running up and down it with I believe it's concrete blocks. Where the fueling takes place. There's I believe that's a new timing hut. The cafe is where it always was. If you've ever been here, it's nice and roomy inside, and of course dry. Absolutely no water coming down now from the sky. Just like every now and then, just a tiny little drop. So there's almost no wind, however. I'm looking at the tops of the trees and just absolutely nothing's moving, and now there's just a little bit more drops coming down. Very tiny drops. But it all builds up and collects, and with no wind to move the air, the track is not going to be drying out, I believe, but before we leave at 6. So it's just a little under an hour from now. So let's run through the schedule for tomorrow. Of course, it may be moot because we're expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. Tomorrow's schedule, the timed practice will be starting at 9 a.m. local time. That's UK time. Of course, that's 10 o'clock in Central European time. Oh, okay, Dan just saying yes, confirming that it was Yillis that I was seeing a few minutes ago. The brand of the controlled tire, Luis Cortez is asking. The controlled tire brand is Contact. I'm going to find out the Shore rating of it tomorrow, just so I have some extra information. Dan Shearing is saying, I am off eating and I'll keep watching. Good luck. Thank you. Although I'm not sure why he's saying good luck. Maybe just to get a little bit of track action out. Or is that good luck to keep everyone interested? So enjoy your food though, and please come back tomorrow. I was just about to say, time practice starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will be live from approximately 9:45 tomorrow. Hopefully with an extra couple of cameras, just to catch some action, especially once qualifying starts, and we will have multi-camera action. If you go back to EFRA.ws, you'll see the multi-camera action that we had for the 1/8 off-road European Championships that was coming up on 2 weeks ago. And it was really, really, really nice multi-camera action. 2 moving cameras and 1 static camera at the 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive electric off-road Euros last week, which I was at with RC Racing TV's Matt. We had 2 static cameras that we swapped around from and 1 moving camera. And that worked out very nicely as well. I believe we're going to have something similar here. We're going to find the most action-packed area of the track and get a static camera there, or a couple of static cameras. And we'll be trying out some locations tomorrow and Friday during the qualifying, and set them all up again on Saturday for the finals, which will be quite cool to watch, because we'll be able to swap live through them. And I believe we'll even have instant replays, which will be pretty cool. So tomorrow time practice starts at 9 a.m. UK time. That's 10 o'clock Central European time. We will be live from approximately 9:45 to catch the 2 fastest groups of guys, and that's from 10 and 10:12. The second round of time practice starts at 10:24. And the third round starts at 11:48. And then everyone will be given the control tire, which is a Contact branded tire. And that will be the first time that they're running the controlled tire. That will start at 2 p.m. And then the first round of qualifying starts at 3:30 p.m. Alex, come here. Going to be talking to Alex Thurston, right? From the UK. So, okay, you're out here, you're checking the track conditions. What are you seeing out here?
Pretty much a dry track now. Just rained, I don't know how long ago.
Yeah, it stopped like
But
just a couple minutes ago, yeah.
But the track's quite deceiving, so people think it's dry. People think it's wet, but it's actually dry.
Well, we saw Silvio out there a few minutes ago. He was kind of drifting around this corner, and I don't think he was really getting anywhere near top speed on the straight.
No.
But he was the last person to run, and he's one of the top 10 fastest guys at the moment.
Yeah. So I think it's more because of the humidity and
Yeah.
the heat, I suppose. So track's drying out pretty fast.
All right, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So do you think, obviously this is, I think Yillis's group just finished, right?
Yeah.
So we're in group 5, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so now these guys are going to go back into pits.
Yeah.
And everyone else is going to wonder, all right, so what did these guys find out? So
Well,
we're
I just think I'm going to go out on the next run, which
All
is
right.
next. So take a shot at it and see how it goes.
all right, well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be watching. All right, so that was British driver Alex Thurston giving us the lowdown on what is happening on the track. So, as he said, I think it's weird. Like, Halifax track kind of exists in this weird sort of microcosm, ecosystem sort of thing where once it gets to a certain sort of level of gray, if you've been here a couple times, you will know that once it gets to a certain level of gray, that's when the rain comes. And obviously with the temperature of the track at the moment, like he was saying, the track is dried up now. So, but people think it's wet. So now everyone's going to be wondering what these guys find out in the pits. I don't think anyone's going to be kicking themselves that they didn't go out. I think the next group that goes out, they'll just be happy that the track's dry enough now. And once they see that these guys have come out, and obviously with a couple of UK guys, I hear an engine starting up. That is in the pits. I see the smoke. You can see the smoke on screen. And there's someone standing in the driver's stand. So we might be having some action now. So yeah, there goes a car. So, well, obviously everyone in this group and the following, everyone who's running in the next couple of groups, they're going to be paying attention here and listening to his throttle, seeing if his tires are steering so he has to drift around a corner. He seems to be going pretty quick. He's definitely not sliding out. Yeah, And he's definitely, as I was telling Alex, Silvio, as he was coming on the track, you heard this car coming around, and this is the car of, let's see who's running right now. This is Michael Klausner. I'm going to guess that he's German because he's wearing an LRP shirt. As he came past where I am standing on the side of the track right now, when Silvio was coming past, he was actually drifting coming onto the straight and getting nowhere near the top speed of his car. And Michael here, it's like a tennis match out in the pit lane. People are they're watching, and then as he goes past, you see all the heads turn, all in unison, and he's definitely getting up to just normal speed. And it's a bit deceiving because these cars, there's a little bit more rain coming now. So this might put off some of the people who aren't used to the Halifax circuit. But let's see what sort of times that Alex is, that Michael is putting down as we follow him down the main straight. His best lap is 17.6. I think that's because he's just being tentative. That's purely it. I think I don't think it's that wet around the track that if he really tried, he'd be sliding around very much at all. So if anybody has any questions, please post them on the RC Racing TV Facebook page. Post them on the YouTube stream, which you are watching at the moment. If you're watching this embedded somewhere, like on a website, on RC Racing TV or EFRA.ws, or on a web form, an RC Racing web form, you can hit the YouTube button sort of at the bottom right, and you'll see you'll open up the live stream in its own separate page, and you can post comments. You can see what other people commenting. You can answer questions of other people if I don't know the answer, and we can communicate. It's nice to have that instant feedback from people. So Michael Lasner is the only car running right now. This is Group 5. Still his fastest lap time, 17.6. His last lap was a 21.7. Not going to be lighting up the timing screens with that. And he's still the only one that's out there. But I think this is the smart thing to do. Get a little bit of, especially if you've never been to a track before. The last time the European Championships was here was in 2005 or 2006. So Michael just getting his eye in a little bit and learning how to deal with some of these difficult conditions. And just as a commentary, I think it's pretty cool that he's got a fairly simple, he's basically running an Audi paint scheme on his car. He actually has, oh no, now he's going to need his mechanic to run out there. He's stuck. Especially with his with what are probably foam tires, and now they're just gonna be really wet, so he's gonna have to burn off that water. He's kept it running though, so it's fine. You can go upside down. You can hear these cars shift into second gear, which is just really, really cool. All right, so hopefully, as we talked to young Alex Thurston from one of the UK racers that are here, one of the many, many UK racers here at the European Championships for 1/8 track. He said he's going to be running in the next group. We had a little bit of spit of rain, and it's gone away again. It's still just tiny little droplets coming down. I'm curious what the curbings or what the curbs are like, because it looks like it's just gloss paint. If it is, that's going to be definitely something to stay off of. For these guys as they go around, because obviously that gloss surface is not going to be very friendly to these all foam tires that everyone is running on. There are does look like a pretty good sized group of drivers or mechanics that are standing in the pit lane. There's someone waiting to go on track. I believe that's Alex that we spoke to earlier. He was telling us that it's the track can be a bit deceiving because of the weather and the rain and the temperature. It just seems like it's wet, but it's not actually. And with this car, Michael Lasner, I'm pretty sure from Germany, considering the name, the blue LRP shirt, and the fact he's got the Audi, the 4 rings of Audi, the Auto Union 4 rings on his car. I would say it's a really good bet that he's German. So he's kept it running, even though he went off track but into the grass. Of course, these cars are 4-wheel drive. They've got very sturdy 4-wheel drive belt drivetrain. Sounds like he's running out of fuel. He's going to nurse it around, and that's it. So now his mechanic has to come back around here. So I hear, I'm not sure if that's a car being warmed up or just being run in at the moment. Behind the driver rostrum. So I believe that's it for Group 5. And I think we're going to have probably... I think we're going to have a few drivers out in Heat 4. Is it okay? The grip is okay? What can I see? Damp tires.
They're nearly gone now.
Oh, okay. Just very, very soft.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
It's the
yes.
only one which is working, but it's extremely slippery.
Right, okay. All right, so Michael out there running on the special damp tires, which I just felt. And if you've ever felt like the Tempur-Pedic foam mattresses or pillows that you can get, these tires, that's about how soft the tires are. And they're so soft. I can't believe how soft those tires are. But that's what Michael Lasner was running on. So even his mechanic is saying that's very, very slippery. So let's see what Alex Thurston can do. British driver, letting his... doesn't sound like he's hitting second gear yet. He's letting that engine warm up. I'd be curious to see if he's running damp tires. The thing about these tires is obviously they're not marked like Formula One tires are. We have no idea what they're actually running unless we take a... that engine does not sound very happy at the moment. I'm not sure if that's just it's waiting to warm up or if it's definitely got enough smoke coming out of it. He's not pulling in, so he must know that it's okay, and it's just starting to sound a little... is not sounding very happy at all. Yeah, he's pulling in. See if his... That sounds better. Tiny bit better. There we go. Now we're getting up to speed. I'm trying to see if Andy Moore is out there, see if I can grab him for a shot. Unfortunately, we're nowhere near the driver pits, or even the timing control area. Andrew definitely, or Alex definitely going. He's making a good pace out there, but he's not going to be. He's not going to be going anywhere near as fast as he was when the track was completely dry. But I think that's down to his engine. I'm sure he knows what's best. Letting that engine just run in and run in and run in. Of course, he's the only one out there. Very brightly colored white, blue, and pink. Of course, with my eyes, I can only see the white and pink. Starting to sound definitely a lot smoother now. Just getting up the temperature. So, while we're waiting, I'll once again just remind you that you're watching RC Racing TV. We are at rcracingtv.net and at RC Racing TV on Twitter. If you are on Facebook, you can go to the RC Racing TV Facebook group at just search for RC Racing. Luis Cortez is just reminding me that he is just running it in. I suppose, I mean, I was standing almost about 4 feet from the track there as he was going past. So, yeah, it just sounded really rough. So, okay. And, of course, these comments, we're happy to get any comments or questions that you might have on the Facebook group or on YouTube. You can catch us on EFRA.ws. Unfortunately, there is no live timing. We will have live results on the. We will have a link for live results, but no live timing. Unfortunately, you'll have to rely on me for that. The wonderful Halifax track in the UK. All right, so just reading on the YouTube page, Fabio Barros. I think that's just a personal message for Luis Cortez. Luis is saying he's just running in a new engine. Okay, well, Alex didn't mention that to me. He just said he's going to be running, so I suppose I haven't run in a nitro engine in years and years and years, so I'll certainly take your word for it. It did seem like he was running just very rich, and now he's just leaning it out just a bit more and more, yeah. But he's definitely going full power coming out of the turn that I'm standing right next to. I'm standing just off camera, just to the bottom of out of view of the screen, and that is full speed through there. Now the thing is, we don't know what tires he's running. He could be running normal foams. He said that the track is deceptive, He's definitely going full speed now, and he's not a slow driver. That is absolute full throttle through this turn that I'm standing right next to. He's literally driving through about 15 feet from me. I'm the only one standing over on this side of the track. He's not letting up at all. So, is this a message to the other drivers in his group? Who knows? Because maybe he's running those damp tires that are super, super soft. Maybe he's running normal tires and he's just selling everyone a dummy. That is full speed through this turn. So you can see it just on the bottom of the picture. He's got 1 minute left to run. Everyone in the controlled practice, getting 8 minutes to run. I believe in the timed practice tomorrow, they'll get 10 minutes in each run, and for qualifying as well. Qualifying starts tomorrow at 3:30. We will be live with you tomorrow. We'll start putting up some reports on the RC Racing TV website tomorrow as well, showing you what the fastest guys are running. We'll get pictures of their body shells. We'll talk to some of the fastest younger guys. We'll find out everything we can about them. So once again, just to give you the schedule for tomorrow. Well, for the rest of today, we're going to be finishing at about 6 p.m. Tomorrow, the timed practice starts at 9 o'clock with the lower ranked guys. That's Heat 1. We'll be on live at approximately 9:45. So come back to rcracingtv.net tomorrow and EFRA.ws tomorrow for the live timing. That will start at about 9:45, and we will have groups 6 and 7. Those will be the 20 or so fastest guys. Will be starting running at 10 o'clock. Second round of time practice starts at 10:24. Third round of time practice starts at 11:48. And then they start with a controlled tire practice. Everyone gets an extra round of practice with the controlled tire, and that will start at 2 o'clock. These times are all UK time. Central European time, please add 1 hour. Adjust accordingly. The qualifying round 1 will have 1 round of qualifying tomorrow. That will be 3:30. And that again is with the control tire. And then on Friday, the qualifying starts at 9:30 and ends at 5:25. And it sounds like we've got a bunch of cars out. So obviously Alex showing the way, as I thought he might. We've got, this is Heat 3. We've got 2 more groups of drivers to run after this. In this heat, we've got Andrew North. We've got Adam Walker Catchpole. We've got Neil Diver. All 3 of those guys from the UK, as is Neil King. From Sweden, we've got Nicholas Johansson. From Norway, we've got Lars Haugen and Alan Levy from Austria. So I would love to be able to tell you which car is which. Unfortunately, none of these cars have numbers on them because they're not required to. It is purely practice. No one's required to have any numbers on their cars until qualifying, so nobody's running with numbers. So that's just the way these guys roll. I'm trying to find British driver Andy Moore in the pits as a sick-sounding car goes past. I think he's out. He's got a lot of international friends in the racing community, but he was talking with Yillis Grosskamp earlier. I don't see him anywhere with my trusty binoculars. I am using binoculars because I'm the camera view that you guys are seeing. I am posted literally directly beneath the camera view, so where you can see the pits, that's as far away as the pits are from me. They're about at least 150 yards away from me. So now this track is it's been around for quite a while. We're watching a car go up into the pits, and that's the pit straight. And we've got a little spoon curve here, and we've got a hairpin, and then this is a more than 90, well, a less than 90 degree angle, and then the main straight, and then a bank curve, and then a little sort of triangle-y area there, and then a hairpin around the straight. So that is it. That's the entire track. It's a very, very short track when these guys are going this sort of speed. The fastest guys are going around in about 14.4 seconds. Which obviously is hugely impressive. The slowest guys are going around in about 16 seconds, which obviously over an 8-minute race or a 10-minute qualifier, there's going to be quite a lot of gap there. So this is Group 2. All these guys, obviously it's impossible for me to know what sort of tires these guys are running unless I grab their car off the track and just stick my thumb in the tire, and just as it's impossible for me to know what actual car number everybody is. So we've got. This is the second to last group of drivers. The fastest guys have already gone out. They basically have all completed their practice times. Monday, Tuesday, and all day today is just practice, just getting used to the track. These guys like Lamberto Collari and Robert Peach. The last time these guys probably have seen this track is back in 2005 or 2006, the last time the Euros were here. So they're all getting their eye in today. There's a few more rounds of practice tomorrow. There's 4 rounds of practice. Whoa! And we have somebody just take a massive flyer coming off of the bank turn out of the straight. I don't know what happened there. That looked like it just flipped up. So that was interesting. He pulled a Mark Webber. Not exactly the most on straight, but it from the angle I was at, it was very hard to see whether he. I don't think he actually hit the car that was ahead of him. He just maybe hit a bump or a rock or something, and just that front lip rose up a bit and caught some air, and that was it. Flipped up end over end. All right, so we've got 2 more groups after this. These guys have about just under 2.5 minutes left to run. As we're watching the cars go into the pit area. So once again, if you have any questions, please ask on the YouTube page. If you're watching this embedded on a website, just click over the YouTube icon at the bottom left of the YouTube screen. and we'll be happy to answer any questions that we have an answer for. We've had such questions as, is there live timing? Unfortunately, no. We don't have live timing. We will have live results at some point during the weekend. Hopefully tomorrow. Was the control tire. The control tire is a Contact branded tire. Unfortunately, I really don't know what shore there is on the tires, front and rear. I'm assuming, obviously, that they're all the same and that the drivers can true them down to any diameter they wish. I believe for the Worlds in Japan, that will change. There are, what, about 8 different tire companies, and I think they're all going to be shored or true down to the same size and have the same shore pattern or shore durometer setting. And let's see. We're just winding down the this group 3 of round 6 of qualifying. We'll be back live on air around 9:45 tomorrow, just in time to catch the top 15 or 20 or so fastest guys here at the European Championships. The timed practice starts at 9 a.m. We'll be live on air from about 9:45, and the second round of practice, time practice, starts at 10:24. The fastest guys in that group, well, it's the same group or the same people. They'll be on the track at about 11:24. Third round of controlled practice, time practice, starts at 11:48. The fastest guys will come on around 12:48. Controlled tires will then be passed out, and the practice time for that will start at 2 o'clock, and then the qualifying will start at 3:30. All of these times are local UK time, and if you're in Europe or elsewhere in the world, please adjust your times accordingly. On Friday, we have 4 rounds of controlled practice starting at 9:30 and ending at 5:25 p.m. Again, UK time. Saturday is all of the mains, all of the finals, I should say, from the 132nd B all the way up to the semi-A, or the semi-A, or whatever it's called. These are all 20-minute finals. There are the 132nd, that means that there are 132nd, 1/16th, 1/8, and 1/4, and then the 1/2, or the semis. And then the finals will start at about 3:45 and will last 45 minutes. So if you remember last year's European Championship final was absolutely thrilling, with Robert Peach running very, very quick lap times, but stopping 3 times for tires. Lamberto Collari stopping twice for tires, and I believe Dario Balestre stopped 3 times or once for tires, in an attempt to save about anywhere from 12 to 15 seconds on track. And in the end, it came down to an absolutely thrilling battle for the last, I don't know, 5 or 10 laps. I just watched the replay last night on RC Racing TV on YouTube. It was really, really exciting. If you haven't seen it, of course, you can watch either the entire final from the live stream last year, or there is a highlights roundup video on YouTube. So it looks like the sky's actually brightened up quite a bit, and we're doing well. Let's see, Luis Cortez is telling me that the tires are the same tire with the same diameter. Of course, yeah, I should have known that, you know, the Contact spec tire, that the handout tire, obviously it's going to be the same tire for everybody. True to the same diameter. I remember last year it was a handout tire last year as well, I believe, a single manufacturer tire. But I did see a lot of drivers truing them down to almost nothing for their 10-minute runs, unless I'm remembering a completely different race. So, but we'll find out, and we'll come back to you with answers to, well, my question anyway, because if I have questions, I'm sure other people will have questions as well. Yeah, Lewis, I'm just seeing your earlier comment before. Please try to talk with some of the top drivers while it rains, maybe starting with Kyle Branson. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, we are literally posted on the complete opposite side of the track from where the drivers are located, so it is just literally impossible to grab them as they're walking past. Okay, so any questions from the Facebook group? There's a few people who've liked the group or liked the post that I made with the link to the footage that you're watching. Feel free to ask some questions, start a conversation, get some controversy going. Well, maybe not controversy, but something while we're watching this one of the final groups to run today. I think there's one more group to run after this. Yeah, we're in heat 2. So we are not far from ending today's broadcast. We're about 12 or 15 minutes away from the last minutes of our broadcast, and well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been, well, I'll go ahead and say it. It's been a little bit boring. I understand, just because of the rain. But these guys, they don't want to go out in wet weather. We did see a few guys run out there. Some of them with damp tires, which are extremely soft, like memory foam mattresses. I mean, literally that soft, just super soft. These guys, I believe, are running on a dry track now with just the regular tires. Impossible for me to know, but I would say that's an educated guess. We'll be back tomorrow from about 9:45. The time practice starts at 9 o'clock. We'll be back 9:45 approximately, and we'll be with you all the way to the end of the opening ceremony, which is going to be about 6:30 or so tomorrow evening. Of course, with some breaks here and there. During lunchtime and between the end of the qualifying, we'll during the qualifying break, we'll try and get some pictures of the top drivers with their cars and find out everything that you can possibly want to know about them and their cars and what they're running, how they feel about the track, how they feel, what they think their chances are. And we'll be putting those live, well, not live, but we'll be putting reports of those on rcracingtv.net. And you can come back to EFRA.ws and RC Racing TV websites for more coverage tomorrow and more information, and we'll be getting, well, hopefully everything that you'll want to know. So once again, we are RC Racing TV. We are the official media partner of EFRA, the European Federation of Model Racing Automobiles. I'm not sure if that's the official name, but EFRA. And we are sponsored this week by Proline and Serpent. So, as this second to last group is just running down, we're just waiting for the timing to count down, and hoping I can grab the eye of some of these drivers and have another quick little interview, maybe, and just have a chat and see what they think about the event. If I'm unable to do that, I'll be getting that information down on a notepad and posting it on the RC Racing TV website at rcracingtv.net, where you'll be able to find the live coverage again from tomorrow, starting at about 9:45. So please come back then, and we'll be happy to give you all the juicy details. Everything we can find out. And if you have any questions, ask on the RC Racing TV website tonight. Ask on the YouTube channel. We'll be checking both tonight and tomorrow morning before we come live, and we'll be asking whoever we need to ask to get the answers to your questions. And if you want to ask any questions on the Facebook page, just find us at our RC Racing TV on Facebook. Join the group, and you'll be, as quickly as possible, you'll be added to the group, and you can ask any questions you like then. You can join the conversation or start a conversation. So this is Heat 2 just wrapping up. We've got, in another couple of minutes, Heat 1 will be coming out onto the track to start their run. And I hear a lot of cars warming up over there in the pit lane. And I see several drivers out on this on top of the driver's stand. So of course everyone getting more and more happy to run now that the track isn't so slick. It was quite slick earlier. So I can see a big group of either Dutch racers and or Serpent racers, of course, in their bright orange shirts. So you can safely assume that it's one or the other, and probably both. All right, Heat 1 coming out on the track now. One or two drivers making use of the cutout area, the shortcut area of the track, just to start their quick times on in clean air, so they're not they're not directly behind or directly in front of anyone. As I never raced one of these cars, but just as a general rule as a racer, whenever I had someone directly behind me, especially in qualifying, when you just want to have a good time, you definitely don't want people just running right up to you, because it really can throw you off if you're not if you're not very confident about your driving lines or your or your skills, like myself, out on the track. So again, this is the final group of racers. These are the lowest ranked guys. I wouldn't say the slowest guys. That would be probably be doing them a disservice. But yeah, one of the slowest group of guys. The lowest ranked group of guys. I mean. And they will be working very hard to move up. And get out of this group, of course. I'm just sorry for the pausing. I'm just literally, as I'm speaking, I'm just sorting out something that hopefully some of you that are on the Facebook group might enjoy. I don't know. We'll see. As a train goes past overhead, well, not overhead, but I don't know. It's not too far away. It's about maybe 20 meters away. Just going to be posting something very quickly on the Facebook group. So you guys, for you guys to enjoy, hopefully. So again, if you have any questions about anything, please post it on the website. We'd be happy to answer your questions. We'll find out anything that we'll find out anything we can about any questions that you have. I promise you. I'd love to get some driver interviews. Unfortunately, we are at the sort of the opposite end of the track from the pits. So I don't. It will be very hard to. It will be very hard to get any actual interviews on camera. I will be talking to some drivers and taking notes with my little reporter's pad and posting information and pictures on the RC Racing TV website. And so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to. I'm just going to take a fresh picture. Just going to take a fresh picture of the inside of the hut, as well. That's the nice name that I have for it. Okay. And posting that on the Facebook group so you guys can check it out. I'm doing this all live, so with 1.5 hands. Just to give you guys just a bit of extra. I don't know, je ne sais quoi, for what we're doing here for you. Of course, it's all brought to you free by RC Racing TV and EFRA.ws. We're the official media partner of EFRA. And this week we are sponsored by Protoform and Serpent Racing Cars. So we hope you appreciate what we brought you today. Of course, we've only been here. We've only been broadcasting since about 2:45 local time. We will be broadcasting from much earlier in the day tomorrow. We're going to be starting at about 9:45 in the morning. So please come back and join us again tomorrow. You can find the links on EFRA.ws and rcracingtv.com or rcracingtv.net. Sorry. And we'll be here with you live all day tomorrow, starting with the first rounds of timed practice. What we've been watching today and what has been happening since Monday morning at 9 has been just controlled practice. So instead of just everyone just running, with 20 or 30 cars on the track, with a maximum of 8 cars on the track at any one time, has been very controlled and run very much to EFRA specifications. Tomorrow we've got timed practice, and then we have the that starts at 9. We will be live with you from about 9:45 a.m. And then we will have the controlled tire handout, and the controlled tire practice will start at 2 o'clock. And then the qualifying will start at 3:30. And again, these are all local times to the UK. If you are in Spain, Germany, or anywhere outside the UK, obviously, or outside of the British summertime time zone, please adjust your times accordingly. These so that's qualifying will start at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon Central European time, and the controlled tire practice starts at 3 o'clock Central European time. So that is it. I will run through the pits and see if I can get some extra information for any of the questions that we were asked today. Please come back tomorrow to rcracingtv.net and EFRA.ws for more live commentary and coverage. So that is it. That is goodbye from myself and Nathan. And hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us.